I'm delighted to welcome both Nick Parmar and Sriram Sampath, both of Tata Communications. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you doing the NoJitter News Desk today.
Beautiful day in Florida. No complaints.
It's always a beautiful day,
Yes.
right? We've been talking about the global hyper-connected system. Tell us a bit about that and why Tata Communications is so focused on these terms of hyper-connected and global. Break that down for our viewers.
Business ecosystems have become very complicated in the recent few years. Everybody is looking for some different outcomes. There are a lot of siloed systems and architectures. And at the end of the day, people, businesses, employees, customers, systems, devices are all hyper-connected. And this requires a seamless architecture and connectivity in system. At Tata Communication, we firmly have those architecture and connectivity available, and we will be the digital fabric to connect this ecosystem to provide the right business outcomes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Would you like to add to that?
Yeah, sure. And we look at both connected workforce and connected customers. So the solutions that we provide ensures that it's just not the connectivity, but it's the integration amongst all the systems that we need to have in place, and also the solutions that we deploy connects the ecosystem together. When we mean by ecosystem, we're talking about partners, we're talking about different vendor solutions, we're talking about our own products and solutions, and a lot of connectivity happening between Internet of Things. So we have solutions for that as well. So as a whole, we provide a connected ecosystem to the.
So the full length of the
Yes.
supply chain, up and
Yes,
down,
yes,
and all the
yes.
requirements that come with all the parties that are weighing in with their own requirements.
Exactly.
Correct.
With the right business outcomes.
That sounds complicated.
It is complicated, but that's where Tata Communications shines because of our DNA and the breadth of products
Sure.
which we have. And that's the reason the whole hyper-connected ecosystem is our next go-to-market positioning of our products and services.
The customer experience, as expected, is always a big topic of conversation here
Absolutely.
at Enterprise Connect. And I'm wondering if you guys can speak to what you see as the future of CX, and in there, how does CCaaS and CPaaS technology drive what many hope is a seamless customer experience?
Absolutely. So everything which we do within my portfolio of business is all around creating that unique customer experience. Customers these days are demanding, they want brands to be available at every time, always on in the channel of their preference, to provide that seamless experiences. At Tata Communications, we have two portfolio of products, but on the overall arching portfolio, it's called CIS, which is a customer interaction suite. Think of this as a Microsoft suite where you have Word and Excel and PowerPoint to do different applications. In the same way, we have our DIGO, Tata Communications DIGO, which is our CPaaS platform.
Okay.
And then InstaCC, which is our contact center platform. And we have also built a lot of integrations between those two. So the customer remains the same. Why give them a siloed experience? So we are talking about early on, which would be pre-sales, during when we are transacting, and post-sales. We are providing a seamless customer journey through different products and services within that layer of CIS.
Would you like to add anything to that?
Well, on the UCaaS space specifically, we provide an end-to-end managed capability for the customers. So we have a platform called Global Rapid, which we launched a couple of years ago. That's evolved over a period of time. We now have launched the second version of that. That provides an end-to-end service in terms of assessment when customers are moving from an on-prem environment to the cloud environment, or they're moving to a hybrid environment, which is here to stay. There are lots of assessment requirements that needs to be done to make sure that when we are moving them to cloud, the right configurations are taken, right policies are applied, and so on. So we provide that, followed by managing, onboarding the customer onto the new environment in the cloud. So we work with large UCaaS players to provide that services, monitoring them, not just the network and voice, but also the usage, how people are using it, where are the challenges, is the quality good, and so on and so forth, monitoring the devices, and providing an adoption services on top of that. So that's where we operate.
Thanks for that. So we've been talking about the customer experience. something that maybe gets less attention is the employee experience. Obviously, they're a bit different, but how does Tata Communications drive the employee experience of
Sure. So
collaboration?
Global Rapid extends to that employee experience as a whole, right? So we're talking about employees working out of office, working out of home, working out of anywhere, and then there's a hybrid. People come to office a few days to work, they work from somewhere else.
Sure.
So providing a consistent, secure connectivity to those work experiences, providing the right devices and capability, whether I work from home or from office, the data that I need to have access to should be always there. That's number one. Then the communication experience. When I communicate with my fellow employee or when I communicate with my customers, how do I stay within my ecosystem, be sure that I'm able to do all of that and do my job well. So all of that comes under as part of our core capability. And as I said, this Global Rapid is an end-to-end service. So we provide a lot of capability in terms of managing an SBC for our customers, so they don't have to manage it on their own. We take care of third-party career management processes, so customer can just work with us and not worry about several different players. And we also provide the devices capability, monitor them, make sure that the employee as a whole is covered,
Sure,
and not just a section
sure.
of that.
And just to kind of add to that, right? So the way we drive the employee experience, of course, because of all our products and services, but we also provide the end-to-end connectivity and the SLA.
Okay,
Right?
all right.
With the right regulatory, I would say, touch points in different regions, because we are a global company. So that's one thing. And we always feel that a happy employee brings good CX as well. So, happiness is contagious. So when you keep your
Well
employees
said.
happy,
Sure.
The outcomes are not within the organization. It kind of spreads through the external, which is your CX. So going back to your earlier question, that's an integral part of how we look at the whole CX experience.
Tata Communications, of course, works with customers all across the globe. Can you share some customer success stories with us?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a global, I would say, food and car hailing company globally, and I'm talking about something which is not local here. It's actually really global, started in APAC region, which has a very complicated regulations. So we've been able to provide them services in many different languages and also adhering to all the local regulations. And then there's another, I would say, one of the top 5 food delivery company in where there are 4 or 5 different layers, where this is the customer, there's the contact center, there's the driver, the restaurant, and how do we brought all that, talking about the digital ecosystem or hyper-connected system, how we brought all together to reduce their total cost of ownership and also the customer wait time to less than 5 minutes. And this was all done through our different product lines.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yep.
A couple of examples that I could share is one is a manufacturing company. They have offices in about 21 different countries, and for them migration was a big task, and moving from on-prem to a completely cloud-enabled ecosystem. So that was a very big project for us. It was a very big project for them. So getting them onboarded, making sure that their operations don't suffer, making sure that the employees are having all those tools and processes to make sure that their work happens is a big project that we almost finished now. It's about the last phase of completion. The other one is a very large airlines in the Pacific, where we were selected just because of our capability to understand the current ecosystem and move them to the cloud, and also have the ability to manage their devices, equipment, and the third-party service providers that they have. So it's not that we can service them in all countries. We have 31 countries where we cover, but there are certain countries where they want to continue with their existing service provider, but we help them to cover that as well by taking that on us. So that's the two things I would like to say.
Nick and Sriram, can we close out by just getting your own predictions around the future of unified communication and collaboration? Can you be a bit brief here? We were up
Sure,
against.
I will go first. So definitely hybrid is here to stay, and then the offices
Sure.
are redesigning themselves to make sure that the employee experience get better and better. 2 days ago we launched JamV, our new product, which is a calling application on your phone and desktop to make sure that employees have an ability to call a PSTN or a mobile number, and bundle that with another capability, which is a global data covering capability from our Move product, which is an eSIM that gets configured on your phone. So irrespective of where you are, you have seamless data connectivity and calling connectivity to make calls and receive calls worldwide. So we are doing all these making sure that we are up to speed on what the industry wants and where the company is expected to go by our customers.
All right, and the last, I would say we are strongly positioned to provide the TX here, total experience,
Sure.
which includes the CX, customer, EX, and any HX, which is anything which is hyper connected. So thank you for having us.
Well, Nick and Sriram, we appreciate you joining us on the No Jitter News Desk today. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.